Hi everyone, welcome back to another Photos Who Code video. This channel is where we learn and share skills about design and development. If you want to grow your skills and learn new things that's coming up, please like, share, and subscribe for more. In this video, we'll be continuing with the Contactbook application that we built before and add some features to it. Let's take a look at where we left off last time. By the way, if you want to take a reference to the previous video, please find it in the link down below. So we have a simple contact book application where we don't have any of the contacts currently, and we can create a new contact and also give it a random phone number and a home phone number, and a category would be family, and then add a new contact. And if we go back, we can see that email madness has been added and also added to our Firestore as well. So if we go back, and we can also edit contact and edit the mobile number of our friend and submit. If you go back, we can also see the changes, and then further on we can delete the contact as well. Let's also take a look at what it looks after we finish adding the image feature inside of our application right here. So we can go to add a new contact where we have a new field which is upload image, and I'll just fill up the form and then some random phone number, home phone number, and then upload an image which is this one, and I guess it can be Ben because it's an image of male. So I can add a new contact, and if you go back and see here, our Ben has been added to our Firestore, and we are fetching the image of Ben from the Firestore. And we can further delete Ben or also edit the image of Ben in case of we uploaded any other images. And for now, I will delete this image and I will choose a new one, and we can just choose a random image for now, and then we can go with this image currently and hit on submit. And after submitting, we can see successfully our image has been also been updated inside of our Firestore. Let's go ahead and add this feature inside of our contact book app that we created. So the first of all that we want to do is activate our storage inside of our Firebase, which is the storage, as we gotta need it in order to upload and delete and edit images inside of our Firebase. So I have already activated storage, and obviously I have a write and read to all the users. Inside of our application, we'll be using that particular storage right here. And in order to activate the storage, we also need to import it inside of our utils. And here we also want to make the use of storage, and just added storage right below Firestore. And let's hit save, and let's head back to our components where we have add form, edit form, and the list of contacts. Let's start with adding forms. So inside here we need a UI element where we can upload the image. So let's head on to Bootstrap, and inside here we will go to our forms. We need some form element where we can upload images. I think the file input default file input would be perfect. So let's grab this one and go to our add form where we can place it right above our button right here, and let's add a closing tab over there, and let's save it and let's see it in the browser. So add, and we have our choose file right here which toggles file uploader as well. Inside the UI file uploader that we created, let's also add on on-chain handler where we will define a function and call it handle file change, and let's write a constant of handle file change, and it takes event here, and let's create a constant which stores the file from our handle change function. Our contact image right here takes down the file, and let's also create another constant. We called it storage.ref where we took a reference from our Firebase.storage inside of our utils config, and reference to our dot image with a slash, so it would be inside img. path. Now let's also create another constant where we call file ref, and which is storage-ref.child, and we pass in a contact image.name, which is the image that the file is uploaded. And lastly, let's store it inside of our Firestore. To store it inside of our file store, we call .put method and pass down the contact image that we got from our E. After we uploaded the image, we definitely need the download URL of the image, because we want to fetch that image later on for our future use. For that one, we created a constant and call it image URL, and we wait for image reference dot get download URL method, which gives us the image URL. Now we want to store our image URL to a state, so let's make a local state for storing our image URL. For that one, we created image URL and set image URL, and made the use of useState hook, and let's call set image URL inside here, so that we can set the current value of the image URL. And also we want to state for our image name that we uploaded. So for that one, we will create image name right here, and initially it will be empty. Now ultimately we want to update our state with set contact, which updates the contact, and then we have our image name and image URL inside of our state, which spreads the previous state of contact. Now let's take a look at the browser. What do we have? Let's hit a refresh. Let's also bring the developer tools that we have, and let's start filling up. I think we have a typo mistake over here, and let's also check why we don't have any name and the URL of the image inside of our object that we are trying to print, which is contact. Inside of our code here, as we can see here, we haven't made the use of image URL anywhere. So let's bring this up here, and let's use image URL inside of our seat and call it image, and we pass image URL. We forgot a comma right here, and then we will have the image URL over here. And let's also check whether we have contact image.name. Let's console log our contact image right up here. So let's comment it out. Let's see if we have our file name right here, and as you can see here, we have our name of the file, which is person name, and we have output it as a file, which is great, which says that we have the file in our control. So we want the name, which is definitely accessing it inside of our file object. Here we have name, which is what we are trying to look for. So we have the contact image dot name, and let's save this one, and let's see whether it works. And inside of our developer tools, we have contact add form right here, which does have an state object where we have the image name, and we also have the image URL, which is great. Now let's head on to our console and refresh, and let's submit our first form. Let's choose an image of a person, and let's add my new contact, and let's go back. As you can see here, Alfred Marshall has been added, and if you can go into our Firestore and check if the document consists of the image URL and the image name, which is we are looking for, and we'll grab this image URL and list it out inside of our root route right here. Let's go to contactlist.js, where we will map down our array, and inside an array we have access to our contact, where we do have the image URL. And now let's add image inside of our contact cards here. Now let's hit save, and let's go back to the browser, and as you can see here, we have successfully added image inside of our storage and retrieved our image inside of our application right here. Let's add some styling, and let's also work on how we can delete a contact in a sense, we have already wrote some functionality for deleting our contacts, but it doesn't delete the image, right? So we'll write some functionality for deleting the image of this particular ID inside of our Firestore next. I've added some styling and it looks something decent for now. Let's go on with our deleting contact inside of our contact list.js, and inside here I want to use try block and catch block, and we're gonna make a constant inside of our try block first. Well, this constant will filter down our contact and that we have inside of our use state, and it will take image ID and returns an array of the image ID that we are looking for, that we pass down to this function right there. Let's also create another constant, and the constant we called image URL, where we waited for the image ID and grab the image name. Now we also created another constant where we added our Firebase .storage.ref, where we took our reference to our Firebase. We also made another constant where we added a file ref, which is storage.ref.child, and passed down the image URL that we received from here. And then lastly, we want to delete this particular file from our database, so we will use sync await and wait for our fileref.delete method right here. And ultimately we do want this to be performed as well, which generally deletes the document that we have. And let's paste it right inside here, and inside of our catch block we will have error, and let's just print out the error. Let's test it out inside of our browser, and let's hit a refresh, and we have ID1, which is fine. So let's try to delete our contact, and it looked like our contact has been successfully deleted without any errors. So let's head on to our Firestore and refresh and see the changes. And if we head on to our storage, we should not see any image right there, but it seems like we do have image. So let's delete this one and try it out again. Let's save it inside of our database. Let's go back. We'll just skip warning for now, and it looks okay. And if we refresh, then we must see a document inside of our database with an image URL and an image name, and inside of our storage we should see that image as well, which is great. So let's try to delete this one. I think it's deleted, so let's check it out inside of our Firestore, and it seems like we don't have anything right here, which is great. And inside of our storage also we don't have any files as well, which is confirmed that our delete functionality works. Now let's try to edit the uploaded images inside of our Firestore, and let's edit with the new image upload, and we will delete the old image and add a new image to our Firestore. According to the Firestore, I don't think we have any edit option for editing files, so we'll just add files and later on delete and add another files to our Firestore. So let's create a quick contact and a person image and add new contact. Go back, and we do have our person right here, and let's go to edit contact. As you can see here, we don't have a UI placed for our file upload, so so we will paste that right below our contact relation. We will paste in the upload image, which also listens to on change handler, which we haven't pretty much defined. So let's try to define this one. But the one thing to be noticed is in default we will assume that our image is there inside of our database. So for that one we'll also fetch image first, and if there is no image we will display this particular UI. If there is image we will display another UI. So if there is image we will display the image itself. So we will make a div for that one. Now we have just added the div for our image, and inside here we have the source to contact.image, and delete image takes in contact.image name as parameter. And then we haven't really made the use of image inside of our contact right here. Now this image takes in value as image URL, so we need the image URL, and we will have to take the image URL with the help of the local state. So for that one we will also create image URL and set image URL. We will also add has image and set has image for later on, so that we can check whether the UI has the image or don't have the image. So in that particular case, we will show a different UI. We'll come to this, but we have the image URL, and set image URL should be called now. We will call set image URL inside of our handle file change. So we haven't also created handle file change yet. So let's also create a constant for handle file change, which is this one. So up here we will create another constant for handle file change, and inside here we will add the same code that we have inside of our contact add form. Now we brought some code from our add component inside here, which kinds of resembles the same, and which takes a reference to our file, and later on we will update our state with the image URL, and our update our set contact with spreading the old state with the new state with image URL, and the contact image dot name, which consists of the image name, and later on print the contact. So we are okay for now. Now let's move back to our delete. It looks like we haven't created a function for delete as well, so let's also create one for delete. So create a constant and call it delete image, which takes down event, and it's now inside here we'll create a constant called storage ref, where we have the reference to our image stored inside of our Firebase. We'll create another constant where we will take the reference from our Firebase storage and pass down event, which has our delete image right here, and finally call .delete method to delete that particular image that we have. And obviously we need to set our contact and the contact state right here as well. So for that one we will also add set contact, and it spreads the old state with the image value is none, and we don't have any value right here, which is empty string. And we obviously want to test this out inside of our browser, whether our delete image is working or not. Now as we can see here, we do have image successfully loaded inside of our edit. So let's again navigate to this one. Now we can see the image as well as the upload image, but we will handle this later. So we have this image right here, and let's try to delete this particular image, and we don't see any image right there. And if you go to our storage right here, we must not see any image, which is great. That means our image has been successfully deleted. So based on that particular whether we have deleted image or not, we will show and hide this particular interface. For that one we'll add another state which already has been added before, and we have set has image and has image. So we'll make the use of this one. Now inside of our delete image function, we will also call set has image false, which is initially true. So we have now let's add set add image to our handle file changes here as well, and also we want to just add this set has image to false here as well, so that after the image of false has been handled, it sets back to false. And we have set has image false here in delete image as well. And inside of our handle submit, we also want to grab this one, but after the handle submit has been done, we don't want to see this, so we will set it to true. So now based on this, we will change the UI that we have. Let's remove console log here, and inside of our UI we will make the use of ternary operators to hide and show these UI elements, which is this particular two divs right here, and which is this one, and another is this one. So inside here we will write has image and use the same ternary operators that we have inside loading and showing the loaders right there. So we will add this one, and we will make the use of fragments. So basically it just operates and toggles between this particular divs right here. Let's grab this one, let's keep it here. Let's grab another one, let's keep it down there. I think we are pretty much okay. Let's save it and let's take a look at the browser. And as we can see here, we don't have that UI of the image upload right here, which is really great, so that we can delete the image and we can see this right there, and it says image person.jpg does not exist, but for now we'll upload this one, and hopefully sooner after the upload image is complete we don't see that particular UI that's right here. I think it doesn't change, so let's take a look at the code. Now I have changed set has image and which default value is true. So let's save it and let's see it in the browser. So we do have image initially always. Let's pre-assume that one, and we will delete this particular image which shows the different UI, which is really great. And if we choose a different image, we will just choose this one, and we can see the image right there, and the other UI is changed to this one, which is great. And we will also submit a real name for now, and let's hit save. And as you can see here, we have our image right here updated. So let's add, or let's try to edit this one. We'll just delete this image and upload a new image, and let's submit it. And as you can see here, our image has been updated as well. So I think we have pretty much added the image upload, delete, and editing the current image inside of our storage inside Firestore. So guys, in this video we continued on building our Contactbook application that we built before, and added a feature for image upload where we can edit the and upload a new images. And we also have added functionality for adding new images completely new, and deleting the old image that we have inside of our Firestore. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys want to learn about design and development more, please like, share, and subscribe with a click down below. I will try to make more better videos. See you in the next one.